Ever paused mid-sip to wonder where that fragrant brew in your cup comes from? You know, the one that soothes your soul and tickles your taste buds? The one that's more than just a beverage, but a warm hug in a mug? Yes, we're talking about tea! And not just any tea, but the kind that has a history as rich and steeped as the drink itself. So, are you ready for a whirlwind tour of tea trivia? Well, buckle up because we're about to embark on a journey back in time, all the way to ancient China. Imagine, if you will, a gust of wind, a boiling pot of water, and a stray leaf. Now, this isn't the setup for a joke, but the supposed origin story of our beloved beverage, tea. Picture this. Over 4,000 years ago, a Chinese emperor named Shen Nung, known for his love of herbal remedies, was chilling out under a wild tea tree, out of nowhere, in a move that could only be described as divinely orchestrated, or a happy accident depending on your belief system. A gust of wind swept a few tea leaves into his boiling pot of water, and voila! The first brew of tea was born in a pot that was probably not even dishwasher safe. Now, you might imagine the emperor's reaction to finding a leaf in his water. Perhaps a bit like finding a fly in your soup at a restaurant, right? But no. Emperor Shen Nung, ever the experimentalist, decided to taste the leaf-infused water. Maybe it was sheer curiosity, or maybe he thought, hey, it's boiled. It's probably safe. To his surprise, he found the flavor refreshing and invigorating. He felt rejuvenated, and thus he declared it a health elixir. I bet he didn't expect to stumble upon the world's future favorite beverage, while experimenting with herbal concoctions. And thus, with a sip of leaf-infused hot water, the saga of tea began. So here's to Emperor Shen Nung, the unwitting inventor of the tea break. Tea, anyone? From a single leaf in a pot to a global phenomenon, tea sure knows how to travel. Now hold on to your teacups, folks, because we're about to embark on a whirlwind tour of tea's journey from China to the rest of the world. Our first stop is India, where British colonists, in a fit of jealousy over China's monopoly on tea, decided to establish their own plantations. It's like saying, if I can't have your toy, I'll just make my own. Only instead of a toy, it's tea, and instead of a child's squabble, it's international trade politics. But hey, the parallels are there. From India, tea took a leisurely cruise to Britain, where it was initially seen as a luxury item. But then, like a reality TV star, tea quickly rose to popularity. And before you knew it, it was a staple in every British household. The Brits loved their tea so much that they even invented an entire meal around it. Talk about dedication. Meanwhile, across the pond in America, tea was stirring up trouble of its own. The Boston Tea Party sounds like a fun get-together, right? Well, not quite. It was actually a protest, where colonists dumped an entire shipment of tea into the sea. I mean, talk about a waste of a good brew. And let's not forget Japan, where tea was welcomed with open arms and even given its own ceremony. Yes, you heard it right, a ceremony. Now that's what I call respect. In Japan, tea isn't just a drink, it's an art. It's like the yoga of beverages, slow, mindful, and calming. From China to India, Britain, America, and Japan, tea has seen it all. It's been a symbol of luxury, a cause for rebellion, a sign of respect, and a source of comfort. It's traveled across oceans, inspired traditions, and brought people together. It's not just a beverage, it's a story, a history, a culture. Tea, it seems, was always destined to stir up a storm. Believe it or not, all tea comes from the same plant, Camellia sinensis. It's the processing that makes all the difference. Imagine this. The world of tea is like a fun-filled family reunion. First, we have green tea, the health-conscious cousin who's always at the gym. Green tea leaves are picked, quickly heated, and then dried to prevent too much oxidation from occurring. That would turn the green leaves brown and alter their fresh-picked flavor. Next, we meet black tea, the robust uncle with a heart full of stories. Black tea is fully oxidized, causing the leaves to darken and develop a stronger flavor. This is your classic English breakfast, or Earl Grey, always ready to kickstart your day with a good dose of caffeine. Then there's white tea, the gentle grandmother who's full of wisdom and serenity. White tea is the least processed of all, made from the young leaves and buds of the tea plant, picked just before they're fully open. It's like the delicate whisper of tea, subtle, soft, and full of grace. Oolong tea, the eccentric aunt, is somewhere between green and black tea in terms of oxidation. It's a complex character, often with flavors and aromas that remind us of fresh fruits or flowers. It's the one who brings that unexpected dish to the family dinner. That ends up being everyone's favorite. Lastly, let's not forget about pu'er, the mysterious distant relative who's traveled the world, Pu'er undergoes a unique process of fermentation and then aging, resulting in a flavor profile that can change over time, much like a fine wine. It's the tea that keeps on giving, becoming more nuanced with each passing year. From the gentle white tea to the robust black, there's a tea out there for every taste. But the story of tea doesn't end in the teapot. Tea isn't just a drink. It's a lifestyle. It's an art. It's complicated. Now let's take a journey through the world of tea ceremonies, where every sip is steeped in tradition. Starting in Japan, where the tea ceremony, or chado, is more than just brewing tea. It's a choreographed ritual of tranquility, respect, and purity. From the meticulous cleaning of the tea utensils to the precise whisking of the matcha, it's like watching a ballet. But everyone's holding teacups instead of tutus. And the star of this show? Matcha, a powdered green tea that's as vibrant as a jazzercise leotard from the 80s. But hold on to your teacups, folks, because we're hopping over to Britain. Here, the afternoon tea tradition is less about the zen and more about the scones. Picture this: a tower of finger sandwiches, pastries, and scones slathered in clotted cream and strawberry jam. And the tea? It's usually a robust black tea like Earl Grey or Assam, served with milk and sugar. It's like a buffet that decided to dress up in a top hat and monocle. So you see, tea ceremonies vary wildly around the world, but they all share one thing in common. They elevate tea from a simple beverage to a celebration of culture, tradition, and most importantly, deliciousness. So whether you're whisking matcha or sipping Earl Grey, remember, it's not just tea, it's a ceremony. Now that we've spilled the tea on tea, it's time for you to brew some thoughts. Imagine this. You've embarked on a journey today, traversing the misty mountains of China, sipping on the rich history of a beverage that's more than just a thirst quencher. We've explored the accidental discovery of tea, its journey across the globe, and the cultural significance it holds in different countries. Quite the tea-rific adventure, wouldn't you say? Now let's stir things up a bit. It's time to reflect on your own tea-sipping habits. Are you a traditionalist, relishing in the smooth and subtle flavors of green tea? Or perhaps you're more of an adventurer, seeking out the bold and robust taste of black tea? And let's not forget the herbal tea enthusiasts, who prefer a cup of serenity after a long day. Then we have the tea ceremonies, a wholesome experience that's more than just about the taste. It's about the tranquility, the connection, and the art of living in the moment. Have you ever been a part of such a ceremonial extravaganza? If not, we highly recommend it. It's like a spa day for your soul. We've spilled enough tea for one day. Now it's your turn. So tell us, what's your favorite type of tea? And have you ever experienced a tea ceremony? Do spill the tea in the comments below. Tea you soon.